All right, folks, there it is. This is the Tuttio ICT bike. Should you buy this bike? Should you buy it or not? It's definitely a cool looking little bike. I like how they did the headlight. I could do without some of the graphics on there, but cool headlight. It's a really cool frame design. I haven't really seen this on any other bike. It's really powerful and fast, and it's also really freaking cheap. It's like $15.99. You can buy it on Amazon. But is it worth it? Should you get it? We're gonna do a quick ride on it today. And I'm gonna tell you the 3 things I like about it, the 3 things I don't like about it. Maybe that'll help you to decide. I'm trying to clean out my garage right now, so we're test riding all the bikes, deciding what stays, what goes. Will the ICT stay in the garage? Just might. Here's reason 1 I like it. Ready? Here we go, we're off and running. We are at 34, 5, 6, 37 mile an hour, 38, 39. There's 40, 41, 42. It is fast. You can go 40 mile an hour on this bike very easily. So that's the reason number 1 you get this bike. If you're looking for a bike just for fun, you're not buying this for a workout or really any practical purpose. I don't think anyway. This is just a fun mobile. So 40 plus miles an hour speed very easily, because this is a 60 volt bike, 60 volt battery system, and a 45 amp controller going to a 2000 watt motor in the back, which is peaking, I'm sure, way higher. It's probably closer to 3000 on the peak. So you got tons of power and speed. That is like number 1. Like number 2 is the exact opposite of that. The brakes. The brakes are fantastic on this thing. Some of the best e-bike brakes I think I've ever had. They are K-Tet brand, but they have tremendous stopping power. I really, really like the brakes a lot. See if I can get a close up for you. 220 disc, it looks extra thick. Quad piston brake. Again, it's K-T-E-T, K-Tet, I guess. I don't know, but they're awesome. They bring this bike to a stop very easily. They're kind of like overkill for this little bike, really, but that's what makes them so awesome. So that's like number 2. Awesome brakes on this thing. So it goes fast, it stops fast. The next thing I like about it is the frame. It's a unique frame design, and it just gives you that feeling when you sit on it like you're on a motorcycle. I feel like I'm on like a little miniature motorcycle right now. It's a very sturdy frame. It feels thick, robust. I mean, there's no shakiness really in the frame at all. You got the double crown forks come up, so it feels really stable at speed. So I kind of feel like this is a frame that if you wanted to build a bike out into something real powerful, like a little miniature motorcycle, you might be able to do that with this frame. Very sturdy frame. I like that. It weighs about 100 pounds even with the battery in it. It's a full suspension bike, so you got the fork up front, double crown fork up front, and you have a air shock in the back. This is actually an adjustable air shock. The air chamber does work on it, so the rear suspension's pretty nice, but cool looking frame. Very solid frame. It is heavy duty, so I like that about it. It's a substantial machine. So there's my 3 likes. I like the frame, love the brakes, like the speed and power. Now, what don't I like? Well, the fork. That's number 1. It does its job. It's okay. In terms of stability, it feels great. And it does compress and, takes a shock out of the bump, but it's a cheap fork. I mean, let's just call a duck here. It's a cheap suspension fork. It even says on the fork, like, don't use this for jumps or downhill, or it says leisure use only on it. I don't know if I've ever seen that on a fork before. So that's first dislike. The fork could be way better, and it would kind of be hard to swap it out because it's a through axle that goes through there, so you'd have to find a fork with a similar through axle, or you'd end up having to get a whole new front wheel for it. But hey, I mean, we're talking about a bike here that costs $15.99. It goes 40 something miles an hour, has big power, awesome brakes on it. So yeah, the fork could be better. Dislike 1. Dislike number 2 is going to be the battery pack. It's a 60 volt, 25 amp hour battery pack. So and this thing is pulling, I don't know, it doesn't last very long. If you're really hitting this bike hard, you get maybe 20, 25 miles of good, solid, fun power out of it before you're running low on power. So the battery doesn't last very long on it. And I don't know if that is because it's just eating so much power with that big controller that you're just burning through it all. I mean, 25 amp hours is not a whole lot when you're pulling like 3,000 watts out of there all the time. But that's my second dislike, is the battery pack doesn't seem to last all that long. Now the third dislike is going to be just the seat comfort. When you first get on it, you're like, wow, this is fantastic. This is really comfortable. I like this seating position. And then once you're at the end of the 20 miles, you're like, oh man, I'm ready to get off the seat. So the seat is comfortable at first, but it kind of wears on you. And that's not really specific to this bike. That's kind of specific to these style of bikes. They tend to have a narrow seat on them. So you can see it looks like really wide, all right? But right here is the width really, because it starts tapering down on the edges. So it's only like 5 inches wide. And they're all like that. They're all like 4 or 5 inches wide. And you can only ride that for so long. It hits differently. Like a typical bike seat's probably 8 inches wide. And some of them are really wide, like 12 inches wide. So it hits your butt in a different way. You can get on your sit bones. You can't do that on these. Same with my Aerial Grizzly and the Roll Road Emma and the Leon and all of these, the X-Class from Aerial Rider, they're all the same. They all have a really narrow seat profile like that, and they wear on you after a while. So that was number 3. What are you going to use your bike for? If you just want a little fun mobile to ride for 20, 25 miles and have a blast, you're going to love this thing. If you're trying to pedal, forget it. It ain't made for that. Or if you're trying to do something like, I don't know, practical commute on it. I mean, they do sell a rear rack for it now. You could have that, but you know, what kind of range are you going to get? What speed are you going to be going for your commute? So there you go. Hopefully that helps you. I think this might stick around the garage for a little bit. It's really fun to ride. I do enjoy it a lot. It is not every day that you find a bike company willing to give you a bike with a 45 amp controller in it. Gosh, usually they're like 25 or 20. So this is big power at a really cheap price, man. And from a stop, this thing really pulls hard. You just like sit back on the seat a little bit like that. And when you hit the throttle, that was front wheel in the air for 5 feet. It just pulls like crazy. Wow, the Tuttio. Love it. All right, well, if you were considering this bike, there you go. There's some real quick thoughts for you. Fun, fast, powerful. Brakes are awesome. Seat wears on you after a while. The forks are eh. And you got kind of limited range. You could put a battery, like range extender on it. You could buy another battery pack and put it on a blender. All right, let's give it a try through here a little bit. Yeah, the suspension's not as strong. So the rear suspension feels great. And you can adjust that. It's an air shock. The front's okay. I truthfully, this isn't that bad. Maybe I'm being hard on the fork. All right, well, there you go, folks. If you own a Tuttio, let me know what you think of my assessment in the comments. Do you agree? Do you agree with what I said? Cool bike, though. Check it out. That's all I got today. See you in the next one. All right, let's get ourselves back out of here. And then we'll do one more wheelie on the way out. Nice. Love it.